And following events as they happen today at the National Assembly is our international affairs editor, Armen, Georgian. Hello, Armen. Now, first of all, this anti-separatism bill, give us a little bit of background to it for those who haven't been following this as it has played out in France, and why is it so controversial?
Well, critics of this bill say that instead of trying to reform Islam in France, what the French government should be doing is looking at things like police behavior towards people who don't look classically French, that they should be looking at hiring practices in companies when it comes to candidates who don't have classically French names and things like that. Now, President Macron did actually acknowledge that discrimination exists in France in early December, and he announced there was going to be a new digital platform launched in which cases of discrimination would be lodged and then investigated. That platform actually got up and running just last Friday. But all this has not stopped critics of this bill from saying that there are, as far as they're concerned, some very intrusive elements, particularly when it comes to things like homeschooling and approval of sporting associations, and indeed the control of associations in general.
OK, and what can we expect, Armen? This is going to be voted on at around 5 p.m. Today. It's looking pretty well. Emmanuel Macron and his ruling party, the La République En Marche, are pretty much certain to get that bill voted through. But there's a degree of politicking about this issue as well, isn't there, Armen? We are looking at the 2022 presidential election. Emmanuel Macron is looking ahead to, well, another second round with Marine Le Pen on an issue that is very, very sensitive.
Well, some observers here in France have said that this anti-separatism bill is part of what they see as Macron's turn to the right. It's pretty obvious that he sees more of a threat from the right than he does from the left in the 2022 presidential election. It doesn't take a genius, actually, to see that. I mean, it's obvious that the Socialist Party that was once a party of government is now a mere shadow of itself. It's obvious that the left as a whole is unable to make common cause. So perhaps his calculation is, if I move further to the right, OK, I might lose some centrist and centre-left voters. But what are those voters going to do? Are they really going to vote for some supposed left-wing alternative that has no chance of getting into power? So what is there to lose, in a sense? I think that could be part of the calculation. The question is, how far does he move to the right? There was that extraordinary moment last week in a debate where President Macron's own interior minister accused Marine Le Pen, who is on the far right, of being too soft. I'm not sure that Macron is going to move the needle quite that far to the right, but he certainly has an interest in netting voters from the mainstream Conservative Party. They're called Les Républicains in France, because arguably that slightly reduces the space in which the far right can flourish.
OK, Armen, Georgian, thank you for that.